get so heated and passionate talking about careers. I'm sorry if I'm too passionate. But hi guys, welcome back to Kitchen Floor Conversations. I am Magenta, and today we are talking about my career. You know the drill. In each episode, I have a drink and a snack. So today, in my handy tea box, I am drinking my raspberry leaf tea. I actually love this tea box. It has my passion, our caffeinated, and my pregnancy tea right now. It supports the female system. Someone told me it helps make labor easier, softens the uterus. We will see. But I have my hot water. I'll let that steep. And then for my snack of choice, man, I've been really healthy lately. I have dates. They are pitted dates. Earthy and delicious. So as always, as we watch, eat, and drink together, give me a thumbs up just because you're watching and that makes me really excited. Comment if you have any more questions about my career below and I'll make sure to get to them. Subscribe. Okay, so question number one, such a popular question, is where did I go to college? I started at Ithaca College in upstate New York. I absolutely loved it there. It was a private school. They had a really great television program. I went there freshman year, felt personally that it was a bit too expensive. The loans were gonna be a lot. I transferred my sophomore year and went to Ramapo College, which is a smaller liberal arts school in New Jersey. And then my junior year is where it gets tricky. The reason I went to Ithaca in the first place was because they have an LA-based program. There was an internship-based program from Ithaca College in a satellite campus in LA. I felt that that program made a lot of sense for what I wanted to do. I knew I wanted to be in media. I knew I wanted to be in some form of video production. So I went out there and I interned for ABC7 2 days a week and mystyle.com 2 days a week. I loved being out there. I just went because I felt that the semester made more sense for me, knowing what I wanted to do after school. I didn't have like a written definition of the career I wanted, but I knew I wanted it to be in media. And so after college, I figured I would either end up in New York or LA. Are you still with me? I was integrated marketing and communications at Ithaca, and at Ramapo, I was communication arts journalism. Where do you work? I love that that is a question that comes through my DMs. So I'll give you a quick timeline of my career thus far. I graduated college and after a couple weeks started working at Martha Stewart Living Omni Media, which was such an amazing place to start my career. I knew I wanted a personal brand, and working for someone who has such a strong household name internationally was such a great place to work. And when I was there many moons ago, I was there just under 3 years and I was working in their digital video side. The Martha brand owned Emerald at the time, as well as a bunch of personalities in the kitchen. So I helped kind of, turn on the funnel for YouTube and their socials and get everybody socially active. From Martha Stewart, I hopped over to Refinery 29, where initially I went over there to do similar work on YouTube. In the startup environment, it allowed me to do so much stuff. So for me, I was working with talent, coming up with formats for their different platforms. And then after probably, I don't know, I'd have to look back at the calendar, but probably a year or maybe a little bit less, my personal Instagram started bubbling up. So there was more and more food content on my Instagram, and I was posting food videos that at the time were getting like 500,000 views. So because it was a startup environment and because there was money and flexibility, I was given a new job at Refinery and I helped launch their food and lifestyle platform. So we were churning out 30 assets a month. That is recipes, lifestyle videos, and they would live across, predominantly Facebook at the time, some on YouTube and some on Instagram, branded content, editorial content. I don't know if I've ever worked as hard as I worked when I was churning out all of those assets. That was a crazy time and I was really passionate about it. And I think when you're really passionate about something, your work is even better and you're willing to give your blood, sweat, and tears to it. The first 30 episodes I shot on an iPhone. So It probably taught me the most about just making it work. Producing content, editing content. A good idea is a good idea, and it doesn't matter if it's shot on the best camera on the planet or an iPhone. So that definitely taught me to get scrappy and just kind of make it happen. After Refinery, I went over to Spoon University, which was an amazing jump. The smallest company I worked for, a food startup in New York that while I was there got acquired by Scripps Network and Discovery, and I ended up producing and hosting a show called Power Hour there, which you can click to up here somewhere. A wonderful series where I got to follow some young people in New York that are killing it in the food space. Spoon definitely was the third and kind of last stop on my corporate America journey for now. So that leads into the next question, which is, what do you actually do for work? Which is a very valid question, because in this world of social media, on Instagram, you're seeing, what I do all day, but I'm probably not showing emailing and the administrative work. So we can talk through some of that now. What do I actually do all day? Great question, guys. Obviously, there's the influencer side of things where I am able to produce branded content, upload it on my Instagram, and get paid to do that. I partner with brands that I think make sense for my brand and create content. So this is content that generally lives on my feed, but then the brand has the opportunity to turn it into an ad. Some brands end up owning the content. So that is one side of what I do. The other side is the production company side of things. My history is, being on set, coming up with content ideas, producing content. I work with brands to help them make content for their platforms. For example, there are brands that don't have in-house creatives that produce food products or packaged products, and they need content for all of their social platforms. I own all my equipment, I work in a studio, I work on location, and I capture content for them. Other advice I have would be to set yourself apart. At any of these companies that you're working at, go the extra mile. Please go the extra mile. If there's something you're interested in, and even if you're already working, you're set 40 hours a week, but there's something you want to work on, do it. Tell your manager, tell them you're willing to invest your own time into a specific project. I've heard success story after success story in some of my own where I spent extra time not, getting extra payment for that work, and it totally paid off. It's the most empowering thing on the planet. It's something I wanted for a really, really long time. It's definitely not as, how do I describe it? Working for myself is not as, easy as a corporate job. Even though I was killing myself in corporate with endless projects, and I feel like sometimes my hours were absolutely unbelievable and unmanageable, it is easier. You get a paycheck every 2 weeks, money's going into a 401k, you have health insurance. All of these things kind of add up and you have an answer. What do? This is my job title. This is where I work. This is how I get paid. But why I think working for myself is so much more empowering, because I'm able to determine what projects make the most sense for me, where my time and energy is best spent, and then how do I maximize my monetizable skills? So working for brands has been the best way for me to invest, my time, my energy, my creativity, and I love it. Put the energy out there, the jobs will come. I think that's a huge piece of advice. Another question I get a lot is, I want to get into food media. How do I get started? 6 years ago, I didn't sign up to work in food media. I knew I wanted to be in video production, which was a skill, something I learned in college. And I also knew that I liked food. It was very natural to look for companies that did both. In short, get into a brand you want to get in with. I knew I wanted to work in media. I liked photography, I liked videography. I was good at both and I was trained in both. Great, that was my monetizable skill. I really liked food and lifestyle. That was just my personality and stuff that I enjoyed. So for me, when I was looking for a job, I wasn't just looking for food media jobs. I was looking at brands that I knew I would enjoy working at. How could I put my monetizable skill, content creation, to work within the area that I really enjoyed? But I was able to pair the two things that I really liked. I was looking for brands that I knew I would want to grow with. Do not assume you're going to land your dream job out of college. In hindsight, and when I sit on panels and people say, oh, you worked at Martha for 2.5 years, what a great place to start your career. 100%, it was amazing. But in the moment, it was an entry-level job where I was just meeting people and working my butt off. So it's not like I was on set and walking around with Martha. I was at a desk editing old video assets. And it wasn't until my first promotion 9 months later where I kind of stood up and said, I would really like to manage the YouTube. I enjoy the YouTube platform. I think I can take this over. That everyone wants things to happen quickly. My advice is be patient, take time. In life, the credibility and the experience gives you so much more value at the table. I get so heated and passionate talking about careers. I'm sorry if I'm too passionate. A great question is about equipment. If you know me or follow me on Instagram, you know my personality is to just say like, get scrappy, figure it out. Nowadays, I do use the Sony a7 III, and I'm shooting today on the 2470. I can link everything below. I'm shooting with a halo light and an amazing tripod, which actually about 3 friends have bought since I've recommended it. I have Interfit lights that I'll shoot that are continuous for some of my food videos, and I have a ton of props. So I can link everything below. If you're interested in making videos, start with your phone, start with iMovie, start with these free routes to create content, to produce content. You're only going to get better and learn what you need, what type of lenses you need. You don't want to just show up to buy a camera and get a random lens. If I didn't answer your question about my career or specifically food media, please comment below. I will answer every comment and those will live on forever. Give it a thumbs up if any of this information was helpful to you. And of course, subscribe. More episodes of Kitchen Floor Conversations are coming. They are coming, I promise. And I can't wait to share more and more with you guys. Thanks for watching. I honestly love these dates. They're from Costco and they are pitted. I don't even know how they pit them because it goes straight through. So it must be one of those tools like the cherry pitters.